What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today there is not a lot going on in the UFC. Obviously, we've got Ian Machado Ferry versus Carlos Prates this weekend, but today I want to look back at some of the best, most memorable moments in UFC history where I feel like we all wanted these wins to happen. These were the most satisfying wins in recent UFC history. I did a video about this on satisfying losses that we all wanted to see, like just some of the best hate watches you could get. And I wanted to cover the other side of that. So before anybody gets mad, this is like recent history, okay? I actually wasn't around back in 1998 when fucking Royce Gracie locked up this armbar, dude. We were all cheering. Like, I wasn't there for that, all right? These are the ones I remember. These are the ones I like the best. I want to see if you guys agree with me, though. All right, man, let's get into this, bro. Starting off, flyweight division. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow, but I promise you, man. Listen, bro, you can say what you want about present-day Brandon Moreno. This guy's a fucking overhand merchant. This guy's spamming jabs and overhands and emotes. He literally fights so schizo, and did I think I got robbed against him? A little bit, but regardless of that, we were all fucking happy as hell when this guy beat Deiveson Figueiredo. Like, you just have to be real about it, even if you're a Figueiredo fan like me, right? The whole rivalry, I was cheering Figueiredo. I just fuck with it, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but I was happy for Brandon Moreno when he won the belt. I was not mad whatsoever, and I feel like most people would agree that when he locked up that rear naked choke, like he just absolutely dominated Figueiredo in that second fight. The first fight, I thought Figueiredo won it. Obviously, Joe Rogan's dumbass is on commentary. Oh my God, Brandon Moreno! Every time he lands a punch, which that was the worst time period of Rogan, I would say. He's really bad now, but dude, 2020, 2021, Rogan, just anytime something like Israel let us know, oh, he's chewing him up with feints here. That was the peak of Rogan's fucking decline, right? But it didn't ruin this moment. Brandon Moreno, obviously in the second fight after a pretty competitive first one, drops Figueiredo with a jab, takes him down, gets on his back, chokes him out. Beautiful moment, like literally realizes mid-celebration that he won the belt. I think we can all agree this is one of the best title wins in UFC history in terms of how happy we were when it happened. And not to mention the fact that he got cut from the UFC, came back, went on this run. You definitely have to mention Brandon Moreno here as the pick for the flyweight division. But let's move on to the bantamweight division. And the thing I love about this video before I move on, I know there's going to be some... You guys call me a contrarian. I know for a fact there's going to be a very highly liked comment down below disagreeing blatantly with one of the most... Like, someone will be like, dude, no, we were not celebrating when Moreno won. Like, bro, shut the fuck up, dude. Let's move on, though, man. Bantamweight division. This was a tough one to choose. I'm going to say Jose Aldo coming back at UFC 301 was pretty lit, dude. I feel like this is one that's not really that offensive, dude. I was going to say when Dominic Cruz beat TJ Dillashaw back at UFC Fight Night Boston. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I did not watch that live, bro. I've seen it like a million times on the UFC 3 loading screen, and I have watched that fight since then, and I do enjoy that fight, but watching live, I would say the most satisfying bantamweight win in recent history was probably all of us being like, dude, why is Jose Aldo the underdog? Like, why is he coming back to the UFC? You know, you're kind of worried that he's gonna lose to Jonathan Martinez, and for him to go out there and not only win, but put on like an actual prime Jose, like peak Jose Aldo, dude. Peak Jose Aldo performance. We all love to see that shit, man. We all love to see that shit. And I think this is probably the most recent memorable one in the bantamweight division, because obviously there's so many fights where you could be like, oh, dude, I was really happy when Merab fucking smudged O'Malley or something. You know, there's always some sick fuck in the comments that's like, dude, I loved when Merab beat Jose Aldo, right? I'm trying to talk about what we as a fan base kind of all stopped fighting. You know, the Bloods and the Crips put down the weapons. What did we all agree on? And I could say pretty confidently, I think we all wanted to see Jose Aldo win at UFC 301. We all want to see Mario Batista get fucking flatlined as well because of what he did to Jose Aldo. So for that reason, I'm going to pick Aldo for my bantamweight section of this video. All right, dude? Now, listen, you may disagree with... You probably do agree with me on Brandon Moreno. You may disagree with me on Jose Aldo. You may have a better one down below, but I think for the featherweight division, there is literally only one correct choice. Mate, Volk getting that fucking belt back. Look at the fucking champion shorts on him, bro. This fucking means something to me, man. Seeing Volk back, oh my God, bro. Getting rid of the green washed picture of Volk. Real ones remember the dark ages when you'd pull up this page and it was Volk with the green shorts looking like a blob, dude. Looking washed up, just looking like, please just send me to the afterlife. Please just send me to the Shadow Realm. And now he has his champ shorts back. He doesn't have a weird glow behind him. And I know that there are a lot of Lopez fans, but I think everybody can agree that it's pretty dope to see Volk get the belt back. I can't think of a single, like I said though, I'm sure there'll be someone in the comments, dude, we did not want to see Volk get the belt back. Like, bro, shut the fuck up, dude. Most normal people, even random people walking down the street. I'm walking down the street in Australia. I've got fucking postmen and shit coming up. Mate, did you see Volk get the belt back? Fucking hell, that was a beauty fight. Like, we all love Volkanovski. We're all glad to see him have the belt back. And the best part about this too was you got rewarded for having a logical opinion about MMA. Volk winning proves to me that there's still some hope for this sport, bro. It's not just about, well, actually, he was on the cover of UFC. You know what I mean? Like, Volk in his prime, 2023 versus Lopez, it's not even a discussion. It's like, why are they booking this, right? 2025, I know a lot of people picked Volk, but I know a lot of people were also saying, oh, Volk's washed, blah, 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 blah. And it was just good to see not only someone that bounced back from some bad losses, you know, the kid got fluked by Ilya and Islam. It is what it is, dude. You know, kind of having some dark moments, coming back and proving that, no, dude, if you're actually a good fighter, you can still be, like, you can still be good, right? So I think Volk winning the belt back not only restored my happiness in life, not only restored my happiness in the featherweight division. It's like Ilya was never even fucking here, which is amazing to see. But it restored my faith in MMA. That you know what? I still got it. Volk still got it. We still got it. So you have to pick Volk here for the featherweight division. We all wanted to see this guy get the belt back. This is an easy fucking choice. All right, dude? Now let me take you back to a beautiful time in life. All right? Let me take you back to 2022. All right, dude? Charles Olivera. Charles Olivera beating Justin Gaethje. I think that was the one we all agreed on what we wanted, bro. Because I know there's a lot of Dustin Poirier fans. Dude, you know what you fucking did, dude. You know you fucking picked me against Charles, dude. You know you did, dude. But when he fought Dustin, when he fought Michael Chandler, I feel like most people agreed that, you know, like they like Charles. I know Chandler. I think he was the favorite going into that fight. Guys, I don't want to flex too hard, but I did pick Michael Chandler. I'm sorry, I picked Charles Oliveira. That's a Freudian slip. I picked Chandler in the rematch, which is worse, honestly. I did pick Charles Oliveira to beat Michael Chandler in the first fight. Yes, that was me. I did that at the local pub, mate. All right? Ask my boys. But there was still kind of doubt, right? Like against Poirier, I think a lot of people wanted to see Dustin get the belt back. I'm pretty confident in saying we all wanted to see Justin Gaethje get fucking smoked because he called Charles Oliveira a quitter. And nobody but me is allowed to call Charles Oliveira a quitter, dude. People think I'm a Charles hater for whatever reason. I don't know why. I just say facts. Like, sorry that I don't get on videos and just be like, yeah, dude, we should give Charles Oliveira a title shot. By the way, the fact that the UFC is talking about like Ilya versus Charles for a vacant belt is actually a joke. I know people are not going to be happy with me saying this, but I don't care. It's a fucking joke, dude. It should be Arman versus Ilya if Islam's going to move up. And if Islam's going to move up, he's actually a bitch. I'm sorry. There's just no other way of saying it, dude. You seriously can't stick around and fight Islam. Also, you can't stick around and fight Ilya or Arman. You have to move up right now. I think it's pretty fucking lame, and I hope that Charles Oliveira does not get rewarded. On a one-fight win streak, you took Chandler to a decision. Paddy Pimblett just destroyed him, and you are fighting for a vacant belt when Arman Sarukian is right there who just beat you. I think it's pretty fucking crazy. But regardless, let me go back to what I was talking about. Charles Oliveira versus Justin Gaethje. Come on, dude. We all wanted this to happen, bro. For Charles Oliveira, not only did he get robbed on the scales by the fucking commission, but then, like I said, Gaethje calling him a quitter. You know, a lot of people talking about, you know, oh, Gaethje's power, blah, 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 blah. And for Charles Oliveira to go in there, not only beat him, but absolutely go to war with him in the first 2 minutes and then smoke him, drop him with the right hand, lock up the choke. We got the iconic Charlie to Bronx. Like, it was such a fucking... Dude, that was like the peak of life, man. When Charles Oliveira was champ and we had Hamzat versus Burns and Volk beating up TKZ, mate, you ought to keep going. Like, bro, these were the fucking days, dude. And I just remember how hype it was watching Charles Oliveira completely smoke Rufus and send him fucking packing back to the UK to fight Fiziev. I think we can all agree, regardless of what you think of the division now, regardless of what you think of Charles Oliveira or Justin Gaethje, most people, for the majority of MMA fans, we wanted Charles Oliveira to beat Justin Gaethje, and we were very happy when that happened. So you have to throw him in there. He's one of the most beloved fighters in the UFC. I know so many people that were crashing the fuck out when Islam beat him, and I think a lot of that had to do with how hype it was when he beat Justin Gaethje. So that's my pick in the lightweight division. Let's move on. Let's talk about the welterweight division. I think this is going to be an unpopular opinion, maybe when you first hear this, but actually remember, think back to the time. And if you didn't watch this live, I feel really fucking bad for you, dude. Because this was like, I'm not going to lie, dude. This next one, it was like at the end of, I just imagine what it would have been like if I was in Star Wars universe and like the Emperor died, bro. Headshot, Dad. They all said I couldn't do it. Look at me now. Come on, bro. We hate Leon Edwards, but we loved him when he beat Usman. You can't even fucking lie. You cannot even fucking lie to me, dude. You seriously. There's no way you can sit there right now and say, no, dude, I was sad when Usman lost. We all wanted Usman to be fucking we all wanted Usman gone from the belt. I don't even know why, because looking back on it, he was a great champion, right? It would have been way better if he beat Leon. We would have got, Usman versus Bilal. We would have got, Usman versus, I don't even fucking know, Shavkat. Like, we would have got some sick fight. Usman versus Chimaev, probably. We would have got some sick fights if Usman had stayed champion. And they probably wouldn't have been 1 year apart, like all of Leon Edwards' title fight. Like, we all saw the Leon Edwards downfall, and it's magical to watch, and I hope it continues. I hope who do I want to beat him next? I hope Gary subs him next. Or maybe, I'd love to see Carlos Prates sleep him. That'd be kind of cool. But regardless of that, when Leon Edwards stepped in there as a kid with a dream and a receding hairline, and he fought Prime Usman at elevation, and he has this fucking Rocky level fight scene against Usman. Come on, Leon, what are you doing, man? You got pulled a shot to fire, son. You cannot deny that this was one of the most hype moments in UFC history. Watching it live, I literally remember in round, because I picked Leon Edwards in this fight against Usman in the second fight. Right? And the first round went by and I said, oh my God, I'm actually going to get this right. And then, 2, 3, 4 happened. 5 is happening. And I remember in round 5 turning to my friend and being like, bro, this is so fucking lame, dude. Like, Usman's literally never going to lose. Leon Edwards sleeps him out cold with a fucking head kick. Everybody remembers where they were when they watched this live. It was one of the most hype moments in UFC history. And for whatever reason, we wanted Usman gone from the belt. So to see him get slept and to see him get beat by Leon fucking Mumblemouth, it was such a great moment. I feel like every single person was celebrating when this happened. Even Trevor Whitman was fucking celebrating. So if that doesn't tell you the truth, I don't know what will. But yeah, that's definitely my pick for welterweight. I cannot remember a welterweight. Like, I can actually. I was more happy watching Bilal Muhammad beat up Leon Edwards, but I know that that's not a popular, like, we all were celebrating when Bilal won. Like, I know we all weren't, but this one, I think everybody was, dude. All right. Couple more left to talk about. Let's move to the middleweight division, right? Now, listen, this one's a while back. Some of you guys probably weren't even watching the sport when Leon Edwards beat Kamaru Usman, dude. But I think this next one's pretty recent. I think it's a pretty safe choice. Mate, Robert Whitaker by fucking TKO. When Whitaker slept Alaskarov, dude, that was a good day, man. That was a good start to my day. That was early morning for me in Australia. We were all happy to see that. And it did birth the Aussie casual meme when he fought Hamzat, where people were saying this guy's going to stuff the takedowns. He's going to TKO Hamzat in round 5, which I love Whitaker. I'm a huge Whitaker fan. I thought it was absolutely hilarious hearing people say, mate, Whitaker's going to fucking stuff the takedowns. Bro, he's going to pump the jab on Chimaev. He's going to KO him in round 5. The fact that Whitaker got a KO was so crazy because this dude is literally Sean Strickland with a kickboxing style. I'm sorry, man. I love Robert Whitaker. When he KO'd Alaskarov, it was amazing. We all were happy to see it. I can't think of a single Alaskarov fan in the world that was like, oh, man, I really wanted him to beat Whitaker. Like, we all know what we wanted from that fight. We all wanted Robert Whitaker to beat him up. I don't think many of us thought he was actually going to chin someone, but the fact that he did it, the fact that he did it in a round, the fact that he got so hype, it was super cool to see. I was super happy for Robert Whitaker to win that fight. And like I said, it birthed the Aussie casual. So it was a very good day when Robert Whitaker beat Ikram Alaskarov. Like I said, I'm trying to think of fights where there's no one on the other side that's like, oh, dude, I really wanted Alaskarov to win that, you know? That's what I'm trying to think of. I can't think of a single video or fan or tweet or anything I saw where someone was like, Damn, I'm heartbroken for Ikram Aliskerov right now, man. Like, we all were just celebrating Whitaker winning. We were all smoking that Ikram pack. That is my pick for the middleweight division. Maybe there's better ones. Like, I know I've had some great hate watches of, like, prime Adesanya. Like, when Pereira beat him, I was jumping for joy, celebrating. But I know there's at least one Adesanya fan sticking around. Kenny's still around, you know. I know people fuck with Izzy, so I can't act like, oh, we all wanted to see him lose. But Whitaker beating Ikram, we all wanted to see him win. All right, dude. Let's move on to the light heavyweight division. This one, if you disagree with this one, you're a fucking terrorist of the sport, dude. Like, you're actually a terrible human being. I'm not gonna lie, bro. We all wanted to see Dominic Reyes win, bro. When you can pick any one of them, bro. When Dominic Reyes beat Dustin Jacoby, I regained faith in humanity, bro. Life changed, dude. The sun got a little bit bright. I went out for a walk, man. I was like, man, life is good. You know what, dude? Maybe life ain't so bad. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's fine she didn't text me back, dude. That's how I felt when Reyes beat Dustin Jacoby. And then for him to beat Krylov as well by brutal KO. That one, I think because I picked it and I knew it was going to happen. Like, Jacoby, I knew Reyes was going to win, but I was still nervous because he was coming off the losses. So to see him bounce back and fight and like punching the cage and like screaming and celebrating, I think that one was probably better and more of a, you know, satisfying win, because seeing Reyes literally in real time realize that he's back, just, man, this guy, the fucking storyline of Dominic Reyes was crazy, bro. Like, the light heavyweight division, it's pretty boring, but the Dominic Reyes subplot is actually insane. For this guy to go on a huge losing streak, get KO'd 3 times in a row, and then bounce back and KO one of, like, Khalil. Like, he flatlined Khalil's best win, dude. And then beats up Anthony Smith. You know, kid fluked to win over Smith. You know, it is what it is, dude. Lionheart on his best day can beat him, but, you know, congrats to Reyes. And then beating Krylov and being on a legit run. This is one of the best stories in the UFC. This is one of the most feel-good storylines, let alone the most satisfying win. I feel like we can all agree that light heavyweight win, it was just so fucking magical, dude. All right, man. There is one division left to talk about, and it was so good that it makes me sad because I didn't appreciate the time period enough, bro. Because when you look at the heavyweight division now, it's like, you know, Jones and Aspinall is interesting. Once that fight happens or Jones just retires, heavyweight division, I'm not kidding you, it's like women's bantamweight to me. Tell me I'm wrong, bro. When Tom Aspinall's the champion and the rest of the division he's either already fought or they're a fucking blob or they're Waldo Cortez Acosta, right? How is that not the same as like 2019 women's bantamweight where it was like, oh, maybe we give Ketlin Vieira a title shot. You know what I mean? Like, that is what heavyweight's going to be like. And I just wish I appreciated when DC beat Stipe more, bro, because this was one of the best days ever, bro. As a lifelong DC fan who had to sit through this guy getting booed against John Jones, who had to sit through this guy losing to John Jones via steroids, bro, watching him go up and beat Stipe and finally become pound for pound number 1, double champ. Jones can't touch him. You know what I mean? He's up with the blobs. Jones is down there with fucking Gustafsson and Jimmy Manuwa and shit. This was one of the best moments in heavyweight history, and I wish I appreciated it more because not only was it so wholesome, we all fucked with it, we all love DC, unless you're a bad person, like I said. If you disagree with me, you're actually wrong on this, right? But DC beating Stipe, it was just, oh my God, man. I wish I appreciated it, bro, because it was such a feel-good moment. And it was also like the peak of the division skill. When you have DC and Miocic and Ngannou at the top of the heavyweight division, that is one of the best time periods in heavyweight history, right? Imagine Jones actually manned up and moved up during this time period. It would have been fucking amazing. But now we have Jones, Aspinall, Blades, Volkov, Gane, and a bunch of fucking blobs, dude. And maybe Pavlovich, you could throw him in there too, right? But the division has no future in sight. Like, and the worst part is, all those names I listed, and Jailton Almeida, I didn't forget the GOAT, Jailton Almeida, right? All these guys are really good, except they've already fought each other not for the belt because Jones has been holding up the fucking division, right? That's my problem with heavyweight. Whereas this time period, it was like, oh my God, now we get, dude, what if we get Jones DC3 at heavyweight? What if we get Stipe Jones? What about Ngannou? Like, bro, I know Ngannou and Lewis was on this same card and looked like shit, but there's still promise there. And for me, DC becoming double champ, becoming a fucking legend of the game, becoming pound for pound number 1, this was one of the most feel-good wins in UFC history. This was one of the most satisfying wins to watch. I am a Stipe fan, but I really, like, dude, if Stipe had beat DC by KO in the first fight, I would have been like, lost a little bit of hope in life, dude. So these are my picks for the most satisfying wins in UFC history. Like I said, I tried to get wins that I feel like we can all agree that these were great moments in time. We were all happy to see these happen. But if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments down below so I can report you to the FBI. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Subscribe to the channel. I will be posting tomorrow as well. I'm going to work on a tier list for you guys. The teacher tier list, because you guys will not fucking shut up about it. 75k subs, I will drop it. And I will be dropping the tier list, ranking every tier list we've ever done. So those videos will come when we get to 75k subs. I'm not blackmailing you, bro. I'm not holding you up for extortion, bro. I'm just saying if you don't give me those things, you won't get what you want, bro. It's totally different, all right? But these are my demands. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Bedtime MMA. I really appreciate all the support lately, guys. You guys have been killing the channel lately in a good way, not in a bad way. And I don't know why I phrased it like that. But yeah, appreciate you guys. Have a good one. Goodbye.